Good evening and welcome to Stand Up for Jehovah. You've just caught me about to read a bedtime story. Now I was going to read it to Joseph, but it's a Bible story, so it's not really suitable for a 7-year-old. So I've improvised with Teddy. This bedtime story is for Tim's boyfriend, and because I don't know Tim's boyfriend's name, we'll preserve his anonymity. Hello, Tim's boyfriend. Okay, let's begin. Once upon a time, there was a beautiful girl called DINAH. DINAH had no friends because her mummy and daddy were Jehovah's Witnesses and they didn't want her to play with anyone. What's that, darling? Well, no, they weren't called Jehovah's Witnesses back then, but basically, anybody who is good in the Bible was really a Jehovah's Witness. And anybody who was bad was from Satan and the demons and will be destroyed at Armageddon and have their eyes pecked out. The only thing DINAH was allowed to do was to take notes at the meetings and to be taken out and spanked if she shuffled too much or turned round and waved to a friend. You know about that, darling, don't you? Because Mummy is such a good Jehovah's Witness that she spanks you every meeting to show you how much she loves you. One day, DINAH went for a walk and came across a group of girls playing Snog, Marry and Avoid. Come and play with us, the girls said. They were very friendly girls, but they weren't Jehovah's Witnesses. They were Satan's girls. And they're going to have their eyes pecked out at Armageddon. So DINAH used to go out and spend time with the women of the land. One day, when DINAH was playing out with the girls, instead of being on field service or doing housework, a handsome prince called Sheshem came along. He saw DINAH and fell in love with her. He was so in love with her that he raped her. Sorry? Well, rape is when a man has sex with a lady and the lady doesn't want the sex. Sorry? Well, you're going to have to ask your father about that. It's all in the Bible. Sheshem's daddy, Hamor, went to talk to DINAH's daddy and said, "Now that my lad has raped your lass, how about we make them get married so we can all live happily ever after?" Because every princess dreams of being forced to marry a prince, even if he is a rapist. But DINAH's brothers said, "We cannot force our sister to marry your rapist son until you've completed a quest for us." Sheshem's daddy Hamor said, "I will give you whatever you ask." DINAH's brothers said, "We can only consent to forcing our sister to marry your rapist son if all the men in your kingdom are like us. We want you to cut off a little bit of every man's penis." "No, it's fine. God wanted men to cut off a little bit of their penis." "No, you don't have to do it, darling, not tonight." The words pleased Hamor and Sheshem. The young men in the kingdom did not delay in getting a little bit of their penis cut off. But 3 days later, when all the men were still rolling around in agony, wondering whether they would ever be able to make pee-pee again without crying or screaming, DINAH's brothers played a naughty trick on the men in Sheshem's kingdom. What did they do? I'm going to read you it from the Bible, darling. It's in our new silver sword, Genesis 34:25 to 29. "However, on the 3rd day, when they were still in pain, 2 sons of Jacob, Simeon and Levi, DINAH's brothers, each took his sword and went into the unsuspecting city and killed every male." No, killing's not wrong if it's in the Bible, darling. They killed Hamor and his son Sheshem with the sword, and then took DINAH from Sheshem's house and left. Jacob's other sons came up upon the slain men and plundered the city because they had defiled their sister. Plunder means stealing everything. No, stealing's not wrong if it's in the Bible, darling. They took the flocks and the herds and the donkeys and whatever was in the city and in the field. They also took all their possessions, captured all the little children and their wives, and plundered everything in the houses. What naughty boys! Dinah's daddy said to his sons, "You have brought great trouble on me. Everyone will think we are a troublesome family in this neighbourhood now, what with the penis cutting and the killing and the stealing and the looting and the plundering. And what am I supposed to do with all these women and children you've brought home with you?" But the brothers said, "Well, they started it. They shouldn't have treated our sister like a prostitute." The end. What's a prostitute? We'll talk about that in tomorrow's Bible story, darling. Night, night. Sleep tight.